Alright, finally this thing is working. So, hi guys, it's me, Nidhi Narendra Kumar, and as you probably already saw on the email I sent you guys, this is covering the Gift of Life Foundation. This is a supporting nonprofit to the Gift of Life Michigan, which is Michigan's only federally designed organ donation program. So, there's a couple frequently asked questions, or an FAQ, that I wanted to review with you guys in case you had any of these similar questions. So, the first one is, does Gift of Life Michigan pay for a donor's funeral service? The answer is no. Gift of Life Michigan covers all expenses related to the organ donation process, or neither the family nor the donor's estate will have to pay anything related to the donation. So they cover all expenses related to the organ, like the actual organ donation process, but they don't pay anything for extra expenses like a funeral, because that's not related with a funeral. Like the funeral is not related to the organ donation process. And when my child becomes 18, can he revoke his donor registration, the one I registered for him when he was a minor? Alright, so this is if you sign up for organ donation and when you become 18, you can say no. You can always cancel your donor registration at any time. Do all the deaths in the Michigan hospital get reported to Gift of Life? Yes, because that's federal law. It's because Gift of Life is the federally designated organ donation program, right? So in order to check if there's any organs available to donate, they need to be notified of all deaths. If my mom doesn't want to register at Gift of Life Michigan, but I decide to donate on my deathbed, does Gift of Life Michigan accept my request to become a donor? The answer is yes. So, for example, I pray to God that this never happens, but in case you end up on your deathbed sooner than you expected, you can contact Gift of Life Michigan, and they will work with you and your family if the donation is a medical possibility. The next one is number 5. If I request Gift of Life Michigan to give some of my organs to my friend or relative, will Gift of Life Michigan honor that wish? The answer is yes. That's known as directed donation. The friend, they'll have to be already on the waiting list for an organ transplant, and they'll have to make sure that is medically suitable. But in some instances, your directed donation may be a preferred match for your loved one. So, for example, there's Bob and Jill, okay? Bob and Jill are siblings. For example, Jill needs a liver transplant. And for example, Bob accidentally dies early. He can direct his liver donation, if it is a medical possibility, to Jill, and Gift of Life will honor that wish. And 6. If I lose my life during a road accident, how does Gift of Life Michigan know that I am a registered donor? So after the hospital notifies Gift of Life of your death or your coming death, they will check to see if you're on the organ donor list and if they're medically suitable. But if you aren't, Gift of Life will still offer the donation opportunity to the family. And 7, can my family visit my recipient after death? So, for example, if you your transplant recipient, they work with donor families who want to see their recipient, their organ donor recipient, and they can find this communication extremely meaningful. So the privacy laws are still followed, of course, but that is a possibility. And you are allowed to give more organs after your death. You can donate as lots of organs and tissues as soon as you die. But you can also do it while living, but Gift of Life is mainly for after-death donations. And do I look different after my donation procedure? A donor's body is treated with dignity and respect. So even if someone dies, their body in their original shape will be preserved. And also for open casket viewings. So if you are a registered donor and your family doesn't want to donate your organs, it doesn't matter because your say is the final say and they will only listen to what you do. And but they will explain to families and other stuff. Gift of Life does not donate blood. It just facilitates organ and tissue donation as well as placenta donation, but it does not facilitate blood drives. So if you're looking for blood donations, that would be more of like a Red Cross thing. So is there any other organ donation organizations in the United States other than Gift of Life Michigan? So Gift of Life Michigan is this 58 of federally regulated organ donation things in the United States. Gift of Life Michigan is one of those things. But so Gift of Life is for Michigan, of course. And if you want to sign up for organ donation, you can go to this link. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this. So it's golm.org/go/K2F. So let me spell it out for you. GOLM.org/go/K2F. And it will take you to this website. See, it's secure. It's secure. The connection is secure. This is the legal website for Gift of Life Michigan. This is a perfectly credible process, guys. Don't freak out. So, if you wanted to be, so where did you hear about organ donation? You can go to, you press, it would probably already show up as school/college Key to Finesse, but if it doesn't show up as anything, you press school/college, and then you select Key to Finesse. Key to Finesse. And since none of you already have your license, you click No. Then you enter your credentials. For example, Nidhi. See, I already entered my stuff. This would technically be mine. And I know, guys, I signed up as an organ donation person. I signed up as an organ donor. And I was freaked out. But I learned that the process was completely safe. It is there, and in case of the time of an unpresented death, how many people you can save. And then you press submit. I'm not going to press submit because I already did this and I don't want to sign myself up twice. But that's pretty much how you sign up to become an organ donor. And also, as soon as you donate, please, 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 you have to tell me, because you have to email me and say, "Hi, Nidhi, I signed up under this link as an organ donor," because I need to sign you up under the Key to Finesse, because Key to Finesse is taking account of how many people signed up under an organ donor after hearing about Key to Finesse. And since I'm a volunteer, you guys have to come under me, otherwise you won't be counted under Key to Finesse and the counting thing. So as soon as you're done signing up with this link, golm.org/go/K2F, please notify me. I added my email, and I added my email in the thing I sent you guys and where you found this video. So please look at that. Next, does my funeral ritual get interrupted due to the donation process? The answer is no. They will work with your family. The timing of the funeral may be slightly delayed because of organ donation, but it will still work. How will Gift of Life use contributed funds? It's a 501c3 organization, perfectly credible, and it's direct support to transplant recipients. The tax ID number is 23/7260865. So, the tax ID number and everything, that would be more of your parents. Like, your parents would probably have to worry more about that, so you don't really need to worry. And both organ and tissue donation are time sensitive, guys. Roughly 4 to 8 hours. Alright, if you are already a donor, you can still donate an organ while you're alive, but that doesn't go through Gift of Life, because Gift of Life does after death donations. They're not involved in living donations. So you have to go to a medical transplant center, but you can still do that. The main difference between Gift of Life Foundation and Gift of Life Michigan is that Gift of Life Foundation is a separate 501c nonprofit from the Gift of Life Michigan. The Gift of Life Michigan is the state's federally designed organ donation program. So Gift of Life Foundation is supporting the Gift of Life Michigan. So the nonprofit is to raise extra funds to help support transplant and the transplants, the recipients, and their families. Only about 1% of deaths are viable for organ donation. And that's why it's so important for people to sign up, because there's only a small, like 1% of people that are even eligible for that. And every 2 minutes, one person on the organ donor registry list dies. So, and every 8 minutes, 2 people are added onto the list. And the process of organ donation is people with severe brain damage, and as soon as they're on life support, and the person, so technically if the person, there's no other way the person's gonna die 100%, they're gonna check if they would make a good donor, and then they're going to get the organ donated. So that's pretty much it for the FAQ. So that's pretty much it. Alright, and so the next part is the Gift of Life Michigan, the Gift of Life Foundation. So supporting the mission of Gift of Life Michigan. So you could technically read this. I want to give you a minute. Alright, if you want to, you can go back and pause this video, but we need to get going. So, alright. Organ and tissue donation, the greatest gift of all. Gift of Life Michigan, you already saw this. I explained this to you. Since 1971, they're a liaison between 175 critical care hospitals and 8 transplant centers. They're an independent nonprofit based in Ann Arbor, and they maintain the organ donor registry. It's confidential and it's open 24/7, 365 days a year. And it educates hospital staff, physicians, funeral homes, and the public. It maintains the organ donor registry. It helps work with donor families and does organ and tissue recovery. One person can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 50 to 100 others. So some of these organs are life-saving, such as your heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, intestines, pancreas, bones, skin, veins, valves, tendons, and your cornea. You can save lots of people and make other people's lives way better. Why do we do what we do? On an average, 20 people will die today waiting on the Michigan Organ Donor Registry. In the state of Michigan, there are 2,630 waiting. Nationally, there's 109,000 people waiting. Every 10 minutes, someone is added to the national wait list. Sorry about that. Yeah, every 10 minutes, guys, someone is added to the national wait list. And on average, 20 people will die today waiting. First person authorization. The people who are donating their organs get to make this decision. No one else gets to make it for you. They're called, Gift of Life is called for organ donation checking within 1 hour of the patient meeting clinical triggers. And you can look at this part. Yeah, just look at this slide. Organ donation happens after brain death or cardiac death. So this is technically brain death or cardiac death. And they approach the family when the patient is declared brain dead. After authorization, they work and check the organs. And they are sent to the Gift of Life Surgical Center and they're transferred in Ann Arbor. Myth or reality? There's a cost to the donor family for organ recovery. Guys, this is a myth. So if in case of the sad event that you pass away, your family's not going to get charged for your donation. You're donating. That is the most kindest thing ever. The funding comes from Medicare. So Medicare just covers all of this. Myth or reality? Celebrities and the wealthy are the first to receive an organ transplant. Myth. The national waiting list controls organ distribution. No one receives preferential treatment. So even no matter how famous you are, if someone's ahead of you, they are ahead of you. Even if that person is not really like famous. And myth or reality? All major religions support donation. Guys, this is a reality. It doesn't matter what religion you have, all major ones view donation as an act of charity or an individual's personal choice. My patient can't donate because the ME is involved. Myth. Gift of Life works with medical examiners on all cases. And patients with hepatitis, HIV, or over 60 are medically suitable to donate. Well, there's still a few restrictions, but they could still donate, guys. So the HOPE Act is 2016. It allows an HIV-positive donor to give organs to an HIV-positive patient. Age is just a number. You can become a donor at any time. And I mean, you can become a donor now. Donation is an end-of-life option offered after all life-saving treatments exhausted. They're going to save your life. Donation is only after they tried everything, guys. Just because they're not doing organ harvesting or anything. This is a credible, trustworthy process. The reason why we want to sign up you guys, for example, most of you guys in this forum, to be honest, are Indian. The reason why we want to do organ donation is that people in multicultural communities are more likely to be on the waiting list, but they don't have many donors. So, but they still receive organs. They receive more organs, but there's less of them on the donor list. And us, the minorities, are more likely to find a genetically compatible match in the same ethnic community. So if more people in different communities sign up, the easier we can find donor matches. Tissue donation can improve up to 75 lives. For rib and costal cartilage, you can just read this. Surgical needs, they're going to use more tissues for extra. Like, for example, orthopedic, neuro, plastic, cardiac, and trauma burn surgeons. And approximately 1.5 million tissue transplants are done each year in the US, and around 550,000 corneas are transplanted annually. The best part is that you're helping the recipients. They get flexibility, they don't need anticoagulation therapy, faster healing times, they're resistant to infections, because synthetics can cause infections. Cornea donation restores sights. Look at this eye before it had a cornea donated, and now look at this eye after. It restores the eyesight from their eyes to nearly 1,500 Michigan residents each year. It matters, guys. It leaves a lasting legacy. It offers a rare and unique opportunity to save and enhance the quality of someone's life. Provides an avenue for the descendant to live on through the lives of others. And it provides a positive outcome and a response to an unexplainable loss. So organ and tissue donation, donor family satisfaction survey, Surgeon General Certificate of Honor. There's a donor family ceremony. There's a donor quilt, grief resources, communication with recipients, and the donor family advisory board. And if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. All right? The next part is hold on. Yeah, this is the next part. So the immunosuppressive medication, the dental exams, supplemental insurance, this is technically a sample expense. I already included this in the email. Alright, the main part why I want you guys, and I'm really stressing on this, to become an organ donor is because you need to understand, COVID-19. Many donors on the donor list have been affected with COVID-19. Since we really don't know that much about this virus and how it affects donations, everyone who has ever had COVID-19 is taken off the donor list because they just don't know. The same thing happened in the HIV pandemic or epidemic. But we now know stuff. But we don't know anything about coronavirus yet and how it's affecting organ donation. So the more people sign up, not everyone's affected by COVID-19. Not everyone got the virus. So the more people who don't have the virus signed up, the better it is. Alright? So, alright, this is what some of you guys have been looking for. This is competition guidelines. So this is, first of all, the impromptu speech. If you're grade 7, 8, or grades 9 to 12, this is an impromptu speech. So you technically get a topic on the day of the event, which you can see the day of the event is December 13th. It's on the flyer. And you get the prompt, and you get like half an hour to research your topic. You write a speech, and then you have to perform your speech. The next part is prepared speech. If you're grades 4 through 6, you get a prompt as soon as you sign up with me. You get an email, you prepare your speech, and then you get to do your stuff. Essay, short story, you get a prompt, you write it. So for example, 1st to 3rd grade is a short story. So you gotta write a short story, guys. So for this part, okay guys, 1st to 6th graders, you can either write an essay or a short story. So I'm just gonna make that clear. For 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th, and 12th, they can only write the essay, alright? And all these rules will be sent out. Poetry, 1st to 6th grade and 7th to above. These are 2 separate categories, guys, so just gonna make sure. Art, 1st through 6th grade and 7th grade above. They will also be. So there's gonna be like a rubric. This is art. This is multimedia. Multimedia is like a video, a photograph, a collage of things. So if it's something that's not counted necessarily as art, but you still want to do it, that's in the multimedia section. So if I wanted to make a film about organ donation, I would go multimedia. Coding. You're allowed to submit a video that shows how you solved a specific coding problem using Java or Python. You can choose either of these problems. They will be sent out for you guys. Hold on. Yeah, you can choose this. Alright, and all of this will be sent out to you, so don't worry. Alright? That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it was super long. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. But I hope you now understand what it is and the gift of organ donation. And you can sign up for competitions. And you can also donate. Every cent counts. But please, if you want to do any of those, organ donation, regular donation, or even sign up for competitions, please email me at narendrakumarni@northvilleschools.net. Let me write it down. narendrakumarni@northvilleschools.net. Alright? This is it. So look at this search bar. That is my email. And I also included it on the middle school forum email. So please, please, please do that, and thank you. Have a great day, and please consider supporting this wonderful cause. Thank you.